do some knitting practice and make dryer balls out of wool. You will need the following, and it must be pure wool. Let's start with knitting flat. While I wait for my videos to load on the YouTube, I'm going to make a couple dryer balls. And I'm going to do that by bringing out 16 stitches on my bulky using a Patton's worsted 100% wool. It was cheap like borscht. And I'm going to knit 40 rows, and that should make a ball. When I finish my 40 rows, I'm going to lift the end up and I'm going to seam it off. I hope that makes sense. Okay, I'm not going to do anything special. Nothing really confusing. I'm going to put my other sinker plate on though. Okay, I am going to be playing a lot of yarn chicken. So I have put on my weaving brushes. I have my tuck knobs, the tuck wheels engaged, just so I don't lose anything. I'm just going to do a basic E-wrap so that I don't have to use any waste yarn. So like I said, I'm playing yarn chicken with this one. I'm going to use as little as possible. Those of you who know me very well know that I hate this cast on, but I'm using it today. Going to get tension 5. Plenty of weight, even though it's only 16 stitches. Okay, 40 rows. Well, 39 more rows. That should be good enough. Okay, that's 40 rows. I'm going to bring it up. And close up the side seam. There we go. Whew. Scary. Okay, I don't want to lose this, but I do need weight in the center. All right. Alrighty, I should be able to let this go now. Most of those are in. Just this one here that's being bad. Okay, that's all on there. Now I need to make sure that my carriage ends on this side. So I'm going to knit across, and then I'm going to gate peg, fast and dirty. Now a dryer ball starts out big and ends up small after the yarn shrinks. And it shrinks by getting abused. Really, really badly abused. We're talking hot and cold, a little bit of soap. Lots of roughing it up. If you use a felting needle, then you will get even more stuffing into it. And you stuff it with fleece. And it doesn't have to be the best fleece. It can be, you know, your second grade, your shortcuts. All of that stuff can be used. Why am I not just taking handfuls of fleece? Because I find this easier. What else can you make like this? How about Christmas ornaments? You can definitely felt them. put Christmas themes like little gnomes and stuff on them. You can have a lot of fun. It's also a good way to use any wool yarn scraps that you have. So there's the ball. I'm going to take this yarn tail and I'm going to very gently weave it into all of these long threads and close up the bottom of this ball. Okay, so here's the bottom. Slowly being cinched up. I'm going to sew this shut and then stuff it full of fleece. There we are, a perfect little cup. Now I'm going to sit on my chair and fill it up with fleece. Okay, I had a lot of fun with my felting needles, and you have to make sure that you close that ball up really well and tuck the ends in. Throw it in nylons and then send it through the wash. Wash and dry normal, and that's what I got with my first attempt. Now let's do them in circular. Today on CJ's Knits, we're going to practice circular knitting by making a dryer ball. So what we need is 13 stitches across the front. So if that's 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, and on the ribber, in full needle rib, we need 1 less. So that's 6 left, 6 right. Cool beans. We're going to load up waste yarn. No patterning. Our ribber in star. Main bed in 0. Knitting across 1 row. Now I'm going to put in the cast on comb and then we'll continue. As you can see, we are on the opposite side that we have been for the rest of the knitting. So we are going to reverse our settings that we've been using all along. So we are going to PR the ribber going to the left and PR the main bed going to the right. I'm going to set my carriages into 1 and 1. Knit 1 round and then change out to 100% pure wool from Michael's Craft Store. I believe it's a medium weight, so a number 4. There you can see it's a perfect salvage. This is completely circular. We're just going to make a tube that we're going to close one end on, and then we will be stuffing it with fleece. You can also stuff it with wool yarn ends, if that makes any sense. Now I have a little issue with my yarn tail. It's caught on the teeth. There we go. We're good. All right. I'm going to knit 26, so say about 36, 20, 26, 26 rows of actual knitting. So 26 times 2, 60 minus 8, 52 rounds, 26 rows. Geez, I hope that makes sense. So let's just get going on it and we'll see what happens. Now, just to practice putting weights on, I'm going to grab this one. I have another one of them up in behind. Transfer my weights around. Of course I did. Okay. That one's there. Oh. Well, that didn't go where it was supposed to. No, did that one. Okay. I did say that it was kind of a pain in the butt to put those weights on there. Okay. No toes were damaged in the making of this project. Okay, so we've done 5 rows total, 10 actual rows, 5 rounds. Let's keep going. Okay, that's 15 rounds. Moving up my weights. It's a lot easier now that the cast on comb isn't in the way. All right. Okay, so that's 20. We have 6 more rounds, so 12 more rows. Okay, so that's it. Now I'm going to put the waste yarn back in the machine and I'm going to do a couple rows of waste yarn and then I will cast it off and then we will have a tube in which to stuff fleece. Okay, so I've removed my work. Looks fairly good. I am now going to take it off the cast on comb. And I'm going to make sure that the stitches are not live anymore. I'm going to take the yarn tail and I'm going to thread it through each loop and then cinch it up. And when I have this all stuffed full of fleece, we will take this yarn tail and go through these loops and cinch them up. We are now going to change locations and go to my favorite place to do some felting of some fleece to put inside this sock. Alright, so I'm going to gather up this end. This is the cast on comb was. And then we'll be back. Well, it doesn't look like much, but it will when I'm done. When I say stuff, I mean you really need to stuff a lot of fleece into each ball. And it should look something like a grapefruit, and then a Christmas ornament. And then you put it in stockings or nylons. Send it through your wash and dry cycle, and that's the first stage that you get. The benefit is that you made something useful, and only time will tell if it works.